Live on DAZN Worldwide, April 26th, Eubank Jr. versus Benn. 30 years of rivalry and hatred.
I do hate him.
All comes down to this. The next generation, a new destroyer. For family, history, legacy. Eubank Jr. versus Benn, April 26th. Buy now at DAZN.com/boxing.
Oscar Bevis for the Stomping Ground, powered by Wow Hydrate and available.
You know how we start these,
on
right?
DAZN.
And we're going to let people know you've ignored me for 2.5 months.
Should we start this interview again?
No, do you want to let everyone know?
Can we start this interview again?
Do you want me to tell them?
Can we start this
So
interview
what's
again?
happened, guys, is me and Oscar, we used to work together. Obviously, he's got a bit too much dough now, hasn't he? So I've sent him a message asking about a fighter. You know, that's kind of his gig. That was January 17th. We looked, and the last message I got from him was March the 19th. And I'm just going to make sure you all see it as well. There you go, look. Will they see that? Look. Look at that. Look at that. March the 17th, he responded to a message that was on the 18th of Jan. 2 ticks. 2 ticks suggest not. So because of that, I'm going to bring in my security, also known as my brother. This is my little big brother, the good-looking one, the more talented one.
Ain't fucking hard, is it?
He's going to have a fucking tear up with Oscar.
Oh, yeah.
Oscar ain't going home, I don't think.
Introduce yourself, go on.
Ellis, Troy's younger brother.
Ellis, Deeney. Look, you can see we eat well in our house, don't we? Do you know what I mean, Oscar? Unlike you, malnourished over there.
Yeah, this is the reason I'm behind the camera.
Go on, ask your questions, bro.
Mate, if Ben Whittaker was going to put that wrong in Riyadh right, fuck me, that was a way to do it.
Absolutely, he was spiteful, he was dangerous, and we were sat right in that corner, weren't we, bro? And people were saying, "See you later, bro." People were saying that maybe it was stopped too early, Oscar. For where we was, it looked like he was going to get done in the next 10 seconds.
He was hurt. That first punch hurt him bad. His legs were gone. And then he had him in the corner, and it just, like you say, and when he's getting smothered with punches in the corner, it's easy for the ref to step in, so I don't think it was tough.
What did you think for where you was?
Well, at first, I thought it might look early. It's when you see it from a TV angle.
Yeah.
He's one punch away from being picked off the
his
canvas.
legs are gone. Yeah. So, look, it was perfect. It was spiteful. It was precision. Listen, we only had a small look of what he and Andy Lee could do together. But you know when people say it's a match made in heaven, that's a match made in hell. No one wants to get hold of that. Like, you got Ben, who's confident, brash, obviously the boxing ability, and now he's sitting down on his punches and he's spiteful with Andy Lee in the corner. That's a dangerous mix. But for us, obviously we're from Birmingham. It's good to be here, isn't it, and have proper shows.
Lovely to see, lovely to watch. Well, look, at the end of the day, it's a fight that never really needed to happen, is it?
Yeah.
Like, if he could have done that in the first fight, I think he took him a little bit too lightly in the first, like overlooked him maybe. But he'd come back and obviously had a good camp and just put everything right in that fight there in the first 2 rounds, isn't it?
Like you said, a match made in hell. I like that one. I'm going to be using that one.
No problem.
Did you see what happened afterwards? I know a few people online. There was a couple of rumours that he spat. Even Grant himself has cleared that up. Ben Whittaker did not spit at the end. He leant outside the ropes. He's been teased about what happened in October in Riyadh. Just letting out that frustration, I guess. Did you see kind of what went on, what was said in that?
Now, you know what people miss? That we saw on our side, some geezer jumped up on the side, tried to get at Ben, and that's a bit like, it's a little bit frustrating, really, because obviously Ben is considered to be the bad guy. He's a nice geezer, but obviously he can punch your fucking head in. Do you know what I mean? So he's obviously got a little bit about it. But what I noticed within that was when that fella jumped up on the side. That's where it gets dangerous, because the next question asked by Sky was, did you spit in the corner? No one saw what happened behind. So, listen, I'm glad the other corner cleared it up. It was emotional. That bit of emotion that we seen was nice to see from Ben. But he looks dangerous, man. He does look really dangerous.
Right, let's switch it up to football.
You can ask him about football as well.
This is a bit of a weird one, right? But can I say that I don't think this Liverpool title-winning team are that good? I just think they're good. Or am I being an idiot by saying that?
I think that you're not the only one saying that. Me personally, I think you've got to be exceptional to win any league. They've lost one game in the Prem, and imagine how scary it must be if we're saying that they're not very good and they've lost one game. Imagine what they're going to do next year when they add. They've only brought Chiesa in this season. They've kept Salah. They've kept fucking Van Dijk now. People are talking about Trent staying. I think he's still going. But you can go and add now and spend money. They're linked with Isak. Imagine if they get Isak.
That's a joke of a move, that is. Yeah. I think what you're saying with that question is like, you've seen Man City like blow the league away, haven't you? And you watch them look unbelievable. They look frightening for years and years and years, for the last few seasons anyway. And then to see what Liverpool are doing, they've just been consistent. They've not always been outstanding, but they've never been terrible. They've just been very consistent, and that's what's gonna basically won them the league this year, isn't it?
Yeah. Do you know, I keep hearing that the league might not be as good of a standard this year, but take Liverpool out of the equation, from second to seventh is tight. We have been, yeah. We're Escobar. I'm not here for that. I thought Sarri was as bad as it can get at the bridge, entertainment-wise, mate. This is dross.
The only reason I said Chelsea is because he's a proper die-hard Chelsea fan.
This is dross.
And he's like, you know, one of them ones that like when they win, he's through the roof, and when they lose, he's through the floor. Like so, yeah, he's all over the place.
Imagine how shit I felt the last few months. No, but people are saying the league is. The standard's gone down, but take Liverpool out of the equation. Second to 7th or 8th is tight. 8th to about wherever Tottenham and Man United are. That little package is quite tight. It's pretty competitive this season.
But you know what it is? It's just because it's not the normal teams up there. And it happened when remember when Leicester won the league? Was it 10 years ago now, wasn't it? 15, 16? Yeah. That fucking everyone was like, oh, it's a rubbish league, it's a rubbish season. Every 10 to 20 years we go through a spell of like the top teams just reinventing themselves, and that's just happened to be now. But no one's talking about the leagues that Liverpool lost to this great Man City team by a couple of points here and there. Do you get what I mean? So, listen, we're in a wonderful position because we're still doing well in the Champions League. Obviously, your team, Villa, and he fucking supports Villa as well. Can we get on that, by the way? But his team, Villa, went so, yeah.
No, it's not my problem with Villa. I actually like Villa, and I'm a serious hater for anything that
shit yourself because he's a bit bigger
than
you.
I do, but I don't get how this fucking works then.
Don't? Never has. No.
How does this work?
Well, again, I don't know. Something happened when we was kids. I don't know. My dad used to say I got dropped on my head or something. But yeah. Family members. My granddad's a Villa fan. My cousin.
It says family members. There's like 3 of them. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? They're just in the corner.
3 cents.
Yeah, and he obviously played for Villa.
You must have been getting hell the other day when you went out the Champions League.
You know the worst part about it, right? I'm allowed to say this because he's our kid. He didn't really like football, but he's mint at it. You know them type of people, and he's really good at it. Yeah. So as a kid, he used to go to games, and I used to be more excited to go to the games than him. Yeah. And then Villa got in the Champions League, and I'm not saying he's a glory hunter, but he's going to all the games. He's sending me videos. He's on the pop. Do you know what I mean? And I'm happy to deal with this. Yeah. So when they went out,
I've dealt with it for years. Whenever you was at Watford and you scored against Villa, I wasn't really watching these games, and obviously, and then you're sending me messages.
You weren't watching these games.
You don't like football, bro. You don't like football.
I like to play the game. I don't like sitting and watching it. I don't like sitting.
To put it into action.
Yeah, he's pause, but pause. Just be clear. But he's. But he's more of the physical attribute guy. He likes to go do that, and I'm the bit of a nerd in the family. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I can't play football for fuck, so it's got to be watching for me. Yeah. I've got to ask you this question, right? I said it to you off camera. Joey Barton the other day. I know he's got some controversial takes, and we'll leave that at that.
1 or 2, yeah.
His England cap, his sole England cap, he believes is a big reason or part of the reason why he is a better player than Mark Noble. Mark Noble never made an appearance for England. Now, there's many 1-cap, 2-cap strikers that played for England in and around your era, 2007, 8, 9, 10 era, even before that, that got England caps and you didn't. So I want to know where you sit with this opinion.
Where I sit with it, I think
is partly what Joey's saying true.
Joey has every right to feel like that. I don't know Joey. I don't really have any gripe with him. So hopefully you don't fucking see this and go on a mad fucking Troy one. I'll have to send our kid to him. But I understand where he's coming from, what he's thinking, because once you've got an England cap, no one really can chat to you. Like you've done everything. Do you know what I mean? If he wants to compare himself to somebody that hasn't, absolutely he could have that opinion. I think if I was Mark Noble, I'd be saying, well, I spent a lot more time in the Prem than you, played a lot more games, and I was captain and leader of a massive club in West Ham. I never got moved on. So it's all about everyone's individual thoughts and feelings to it. The one thing I know with both of them is they're fucking top players. And whether you like Joey or dislike Joey, one thing I know from people that played with him is you love him on your team. Do you get what I mean? So it's like, it's just one of them things, man. It's hard because if you say something nice about Joey, apparently you like all the things he says, which I really don't. say something negative about Joey, I'll probably end up bumping into him. Me and he'll have a roll around. Do you know what I mean? So I hope Joey's all good.
I wasn't going to ask about misfits, but
no, I wish Joey all the best. I understand his opinion. We've all got opinions. It is what it is, isn't it? And it ain't what it ain't. We do whatever we want to do.
Yeah. Right, boys. Final one. Eubank Benn, are you going next week?
Yeah, we got tickets. But
okay.
Might have to bring him along. But yeah,
for a bit of muscle, isn't it? You know what I mean? In case he gets heavy.
Because as you can see, I can't.
What goes down next week?
Go on, you can answer this. I've answered this about 40 times.
Ooh. So, my opinion on it is, I'm a Ben fan anyway. Yeah. Eubank, not really my cup of tea. His personality, I don't know, not all about him. So I'm hoping that Conor Benn does it. I think it's going to be tough for him. He's going up a couple of weights. It's going to be whether he can keep his head as well. Do you know what I mean? Like it seems like there's a lot of emotions in there, a lot of built-up emotions. But I think that's just Conor Benn and who he is anyway. It seems like that in every one of his fights. I don't know if Eubank's got in his head. So if he can keep his cool, I think he'll end up doing him. And I think power-wise,
I'm going to ask you a question. What would you do if someone slapped an egg in your dish?
I can answer.
Yeah, of course you can.
Yeah,
say what you want.
The fight won't be on, I know that much. Yeah, you might not see him again either.
What did you say? You said that. Oh no, it was about the Wayne Bridge thing.
No, I'm just saying, like, look.
No one's leaving the arena until
the type of people we are. It's like we try and be as respectful as we can. You know, we don't try and give it that we're hard, but there's certain things that happen, and as you know, we're backstage now. Like, you can't make it to your car without us having a conversation. That's it. No one's leaving, and we'll figure it out after it, whatever happens. But I just think the fight's going to go, and I'm going to sound like I'm sitting on the fence, so I'm not going to do that. I'm going to say Conor to win because that's my boy. But I feel like it's up to like round 8 where Conor's got to stick it on him. I'm getting the feeling of Chris versus Billy Joe. Do you know when it flipped on its head second half of the fight? So I'm hoping that Conor keeps his head, he barrages him with punches, and you know, like, it gets stopped. I think the weight and the bigger person comes into play the later rounds, but I just don't know. Like we did with Joe Joyce, do we know if Chris's chin is still what it once was? Do you get what I mean? It doesn't feel like it's been tested in a long time, and I don't mean that as a slight, but as you know, once that goes, it's gone, and you can't get your chin back. So
Liam Smith, then.
Yeah.
Liam put him down as well. I've done him, yeah.
He's not been known to be a heavy puncher.
Exactly, yeah. You know what I mean? So I think there's loads of questions. I think it's really exciting, and I think each day going up, it's going to change. Have you sat on the fence like you always do?
I've got to sit on the fence for work purposes.
Stop being a pussy.
I've got to. How am I meant to face one of the two next week? So, having said that one's going to knock the other out.
Exactly that. I think this. What do you think they're going to do? I'm not speaking to Oscar because he didn't say that I was going to win.
Well, they can do that because, unfortunately, as much as I'd like to pretend the Stomping Ground is as big as TalkSport, they're not forced to come on the Stomping Ground. I have to ask these guys to come on.
They're not forced to come on TalkSport either. They're paid handsomely.
We're ending it. It's done. It's done, boys.
Top man. Appreciate it. I'll see you next week.
Live on DAZN Worldwide, April 26th, Eubank Jr. versus Benn. 30 years of rivalry and hatred. All comes down to this. The next generation, a new destroyer. For family, history, legacy. Eubank Jr. versus Benn, April 26th. Buy now at DAZN.com/boxing.